Okay, so good morning, Zuhair and Dolan. Sorry that the last video didn't have sound. I think it's because my headphones microphone was capturing the sound, and that's unfortunate. So, I wanted to make a slightly political video to get interesting conversations rolling. But first, I want to say, Dolan, sorry that you had your wisdom teeth taken out, and Zuhair, I felt really bad because when I was watching your video, I was eating a muffin, and I was like, oh, Ramadan, I feel bad now. Excuse my wet hair, I just got out of the shower. So, in the political video, I just wanted to say that I'm really, really tired of divisive politics because they don't help America, they don't help democracy, they just put everything on stop. And it's so frustrating because the parties are just so polarized that no one's willing to compromise, and that's not how government works. Government works by compromise. And so, for example, something that I think really needs to change is pro-life's approach to abortion. Well, first off, pro-life needs to be against the death penalty as well, otherwise it's just hypocritical. And second, the abortion debate is so frustrating because on the pro-life side, we're all like, oh hey, this is a human life, you shouldn't be murdering innocent humans. On the pro-choice side, they're all like, well, it's not really life, and so a woman should get to decide what happens to her body, and it's like, those two sides can never be reconciled. There's no logical debate that can move a person from pro-life to pro-choice or pro-choice to pro-life. I mean, it's a morality debate. And that's not going to solve anything. Trying to make... literally the only way we can make abortion illegal is through a constitutional amendment. And that's hard. So really what we should be doing is changing the need. No one... I would be hard... I think you would be hard-pressed to find someone who would rationally want an abortion. I think that the women in those situations find themselves under incredible amounts of stress and pressure, and they're just not in a... they panic. And so they panic towards that. And really, we shouldn't be saying, oh, well, that's illegal, so you can't do that anymore. We should be preventing them from ever being in that situation in the first place. Because, and so you might say, oh, well, let's just prevent the pregnancy in the first place. Well, that approach would be birth control, and I'm Catholic, so no. I mean, condoms do have like a 97% effectiveness rate, which would drastically reduce the abortion rate, but, I'm Catholic, so we can't do that. Really, what I think is, because, if you have an analogy of there's a mass epidemic of people cutting themselves, cutting yourself is not good. It shows that, you're in a bad place, and you think that cutting yourself is the only solution. And so, trying to put a constitutional amendment making abortion illegal is the same as saying, well, it is now illegal to cut yourself. That's not going to solve anything. The only thing that's going to solve this problem is preventing people from cutting themselves. We have to understand, why are they cutting themselves, and how can we make it so that they don't feel the need to cut themselves. And by saying, oh, let's just use birth control, that's like saying, well, let's just put a chainmail brace on your wrists. Sure, that's going to work most of the time, but people are still trying to cut themselves, if you understand what I'm saying. And so that's not a good solution either. And so, we need to have... I don't know the solution. Personally, I think it's because of society's approach to sex and sexuality. We have this crazy messed up morality system of, like, the morality system in America is just so messed up. It's like, explosions and adventure movies where the good guy's shooting everyone. Oh, that's fine. But, oh God, you show any private parts. Oh no, this is way unacceptable. It's like, no. No. One is the death of people and the other is sex. And you're saying sex is worse than the good guy murdering people? No, that doesn't work out. And it's also in America where it's like, oh, you're under 18? No, we're not going to show. No, you can't see any private parts. You can't see. Sex does not exist for you. We're going to pretend like you don't understand that. And it's like, but once you're over 18, oh yeah, anything you want is fine. Free speech. It's like, no, that approach doesn't work. And I think that approach is causing all the pregnancies. Because then, teenagers have no idea clearly they have an idea what they're doing. And they, experiment like teenagers do. And we need to and then, they get pregnant. And then some of them panic. And then they have abortions. I'm not saying that's the cause of all of them. There's like rape and incest. And, I have an opinion on that, but that's messy and awkward, and I'm not really going to get in on that. And so, those are just my thoughts. I think really we need to change in America the way we approach sex, sexuality, and our entire moral system. But, that's just me. And people will be like, oh, well, you're a male, you don't know what you're talking about. But it's like, at the same time, I feel, well, everyone on the pro-life side, most of them will probably be males, so, okay, you may have an argument there. But on the pro-choice side, most of those females who are arguing for that are probably never going to have an abortion. I think you would be hard-pressed to find a woman who would say, I am proud of my choice to have an abortion. Because I don't think that's good for anyone. Except, the doctors performing it. And really, in the situation, they're the evil ones, because they're the ones doing it. I do not blame the women, because they're not coming from a good place. And they're just trying to ration out the best solution. And, I can look down and be like, oh, hey, they chose poorly, but I'm Catholic, so I have compassion. And say, I don't approve of what you did, but I'm going to still respect you as a human being. So, anyway, those are my thoughts. If you have any comments or stuff, you can make a response in the video or leave a comment down below. And I look forward to hearing from you guys.